Hello, and welcome back to Hope Beyond the Broken. We're so excited that you guys have decided to come back and join us this week. Please share, subscribe to our channel so we are able to continue to bring this positive feedback and positive stories to you. It is so exciting that we are able to share different people's journeys. So please join, subscribe, share this with someone, and now to the next episode.
Of disagreements, angry, and all that stuff because I don't like the way it makes me feel. So yeah,
Same,
that's it.
same here. I don't like conflict, and so you really have to
Me
just
either.
roll with the punches.
Yes. Oh my God, this is a long question. Okay. What legacy of love and faith do you hope to build to what? What's that? Together.
Build together. Yeah.
To build together, not just as sisters, but for future generations. So I'll read it again. What legacy of love and faith do you hope to build together, not just as sisters, but for future generations? It's literally built, and I would say I would refer it back to our children because they're the ones that are we're teaching, and we're leaving our legacy to them, is to be just a good person. A good person, kind, honest, respectful. When it comes to spiritual, for them to know how to have a relationship with the Lord. Those are my main things that I teach my son. Him growing, because at the end of the day, even when they get older, the Bible says that that word will not apart from them. It's not going to go away from them. They're going to always have that in them, and it's installed in them. So what I teach is that yes, sometimes people can be mean. Some people can be selfish and maybe treat you wrong or not understand you, but at the end of the day is you're going to be blessed from how you react to that person. Teach those people how to be kind, how to be, a nice person. So that's what I at this moment that's what I teach my son and my nieces and nephews.
Yeah, I think same lines.
And and the beauty is that even our children come to each other, to like their aunts, and ask, and they're all in the same. My niece was telling me earlier, she was like, I respect every religion, but I don't judge nobody's religion. I know that I have my relationship and my beliefs with the Lord, and I said that's all you can do, and pray for those that are in those situations that maybe are confused, maybe people that don't know, you know what I mean. So I think that's a really good thing when you can have like an open, conversation with not only your children but with your nephews and nieces and other children as well. Sorry.
I the same. I think that because we were brought up in church and we know the Lord, then that's one of the things that I want to leave with my daughter. Like when she comes to church with me, she loves it, and that's something that until she has her own space and she's not in my house, that she's gonna be coming to church with me. I know that people are like, oh, you shouldn't force them, but at the end of the day, that seed needs to be there. And then later on, she can make a decision, but that's my responsibility as her mom. And she's still young, she's under my roof. And then I think being kind as well. I think that all of our kids have that servicing heart. Like they like to help others, they like to do for others. And so those are things that I also want to leave to her. And the last one is like just family and just having a unit, you know what I mean? Being close to her cousins, I want her to be able to carry that out. Once we are gone, like the moms are gone, like that they can keep on with that legacy of keeping the family and the love alive. So those are the things that I want to leave behind.
I would say, again, just echoing everything that everybody said, I agree with them. One of the things that I definitely look at this little question is the love and faith and legacy. And I remember my parents, and they weren't perfect, but they were who they were, and we love them for that, and we love the things that they taught us. And also, I think now as adults, and the thing that we've learned that we want to do, and the things we don't want to do, or think that are healthy. Sometimes I was listening to something on social media, and they said not all good things are God things. So I think that a lot of times we were brought up in a home which was just, we believed in God and all that stuff, but we were a family of service. My parents worked very close to the communities, with drug addicts, with people that were in issues with courts, gang, all these things. My parents, prostitutes, they worked with all these people, and we were raised in a home of service. And all of our children are like that. They love people, they want to help people, they have great hearts. And I love that for them, but I want them to also learn a balance. That they understand that, yes, I am a good person. Yes, I'm here to give, I'm here to love, to bless others, but I also need to find a balance within myself. And that's one thing I learned from our parents, that they gave, and gave. And I feel like they were not appreciated. Again, that's my opinion. And I know they did it for God, and that's fine. That's part of sacrifice, and that's part of their calling, because they were pastors, but they were also human. Again, there goes the balance, So I want our children to learn that, yes, be who you are. I love that, and that's who we are, all of us. But also, we need to find a balance in loving ourselves, also taking care of ourselves.
I totally agree, and I want to add to what she just said, because it's like I say, and I've had this conversation with other people in regards to how to raise a child and what you want installed in them, especially in these times that we're living now. We're living in times that there's a lot of confusion, a lot of labels, a lot of different types of things. And I've always said that morals and values is the biggest thing if you can give your children as well, other than, getting to know the Lord and stuff like that. So I think morals and values are super important when we're raising children, because it's something that will never go away as well.
Yeah. When I think of generations, right, I'm thinking of my dad and my mom. And so now that I'm older and my children are older and I've done the work in my life and stuff like that, the first thing that I'm thinking of is that, one, we don't want to repeat the same thing, but also I'm taking into consideration how they were raised and everything like that. So now I can be very forgiving, even though they're not here. Forgiveness is for ourselves. So I'm able to do that and bring that. So my biggest thing with my children and my nieces and nephews, the first thing is we want to tell them we are a family. It doesn't matter how far we are, this is who we have. And I think that by us staying connected, I think even when the kids, we went to Puerto Rico, and my nieces and nephew and my children haven't seen each other for years, maybe here or there, but not all in a group setting. And they could not stay without each other. Like, they stayed from morning to night. They were together. And we thought, we're just going to have one family dinner and everybody can do whatever they want. And the kids were like, no, the whole point was for us to all be together. If you can let all the kids be with you, I think they would have loved all of us sleeping all in the same room. That's just how it was. But that's part of what you have to, if you want to see that in your child, you want to see that in your family, you have to be the person to show them. And like I say about the model of it, because like I said, this is what I told my kids. If nobody knows Jesus, knows the love of Jesus, and you're the first person that they ever meet that says that they're Christian, whatever like that, they're going to follow whatever. They're going to look and see, how do you represent that? But when you represent that in kindness and in service and being, you be there for people and everything like that. One of the biggest things that I learned from my mom prayed. And so that was instilled so much in me that I would pray about anything. You know what I'm saying? I will pray about anything. I was praying in the car. I hope she finds that tripod, like, quick. It's like popping out. You know what I'm saying? And this is me. And I'm talking to my niece, and I'm like, right, Millie? And she's like, yes, in the name of Jesus. And we're like, yes, in the name of Jesus. I pray about everything, because my mom was like, I pray about everything. And so we instill that in our children. And we are seeing the fruit of that with our children as well. And that's what we want to, the legacies want to do. It's my turn?
Oh, you have a pick?
No, I have to pick.
Sorry.
That was sour.
Once
Let's see.
again,
Let's see. Okay, what does hope look like in your lives during difficult seasons? I think my hope is in Jesus Christ. And because it's in Jesus Christ, there's a lot of things that I don't know, and there's a lot of things that I can't do. And so I think that in the craziest times of my life, I've had to surrender to somebody that is higher than me, that knows more than I do.
And I have no other choice but to believe and hope that he's going to bring me through to the other side. Now, when it comes to our family, when we're going, we have shown up every time. That's just been it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what we're thinking, what we're processing. You know what I'm saying? They've always shown up. And I'm going to tell you, the enemy will lie to you and tell you nobody's showing up for you, your family ain't there. But you got to just take a step back and kind of look. And you see that people are showing up for you. They may not show up the way you think they should, but they are. And so just keep that in mind.
What does hope look like in your lives during difficult season? For me, I think, well, I know what I've taught my children, the way we raise them and all that stuff. So I already know with my kids kind of where I expect them to, you know, what they're going to follow and stuff like that. So they give me hope every day to continue. And they go through trials and tribulations like anybody else does too. And I think sometimes even harder because they're kids with a calling, they're kids that have been anointed by God. So I know that sometimes it's even harder for them. I also work with high schoolers. And sometimes as a person in education, we get so frustrated to see our kids going through what they're going through. And I say our kids, and I know some people will be like, those aren't your kids. Believe me, I'm with them 8 hours a day. Those are my kids too. And I love them and I will defend them, and people know that. And, you know, but when I see students and I see young people pushing themselves, those that are able and those that are not able are pushing themselves and trying to do their best, even if it's not my best. But I know that it's further than what they've been before. That gives me hope in life. That even though we're going through all these things and all these bad things are happening in the world, there's still people out there that need to be loved, that need to be cared for. And that gives me hope.
Priscilla?
Is this the paper?
Sorry. What does hope look like in your lives during difficult seasons? Faith is the equivalent to me of hope. You know what I mean? And so if I have faith in the Lord, I know He's gonna make a way. If it's in a difficult time or if it's in a difficult moment or second, I feel like He'll get me through it. Again, it may not be the way I want it to look or in the time that I want it to happen, but I have faith that He always does. And I also think about, you know, hope or faith just being like maybe not what I wanted exactly, but God knew why it did. Like it resulted in the way it did. And so I don't know, I'm really, really laid back. So I don't really like again, I don't stress about things, but there's moments in my life that I'm like, oh my God, one thing after the other is like, I needed to catch a break, you know? And you cry, you go through all the motions, but then for me, it's like a moment in time. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta keep it moving. Like, I gotta figure this out. Like, I'm not gonna be crying for too long, you know what I mean? Like,
ain't gonna change anything.
Yeah, it's not gonna change anything. And so I go into that mode of like trying to figure things out, you know, and obviously praying to the Lord to guide me. But, and obviously my family gives me hope. My sisters, my nieces and nephew give me hope because I see that what we live and what we experience, they're watching everything. And so I want them to be better than we are, or that what we have been and what we've done in the world. I would want them to be better than us.
Yeah. So pretty much everything they said is the same thing I want to say. It's the same thing, you know, faith, the hope and the faith, it just goes hand in hand. If hope is faith, it's faith and believing in what you can't see and just letting God take the wheel at the end of the day. So that's really what hope means to me. And I do rely on my prayer and my family. So that's really what it is. But I agree with everything they said.
So we're basically talking a lot about our sister's perspective, and so we're talking a lot about us and our kids and stuff. But just FYI, we have the birthday boy in the house. He's in the background, so he's going like this. You know, I'm also I help you guys help hope. You know, he's the best brother-in-law, so he's back there. So we just want to give him a shout out.
And Millie.
And Millie's in the background too. So
We have a live audience today. This is just very,
Disclaimer,
a disclaimer. This is a very casual, spontaneous moment. You might hear the door. You already heard the doorbell. So there's other kids are coming on their way. So please, I'm sorry. We're more professional than this. This is just a quick thing.
But this is what
But
we
we wanted
want
to
to
take
say.
advantage.
But this is life, though.
It
This
is.
family.
It is. You
know what I'm
gotta
saying? How
take
do you
advantage of
process
the
this?
time.
We're not saying we're perfect. You know what I'm saying? We are home. We're with family. This is what family is the interruptions in life. Whether it's a doorbell or just a personality
honey.
or an argument, it is interruptions. So to us, we already just like, we're just gonna roll with it because that's what it is. And it doesn't bother us. We're like, okay, and everybody knows, okay, we're gonna be quiet. You know, the aunties are all talking and stuff. But that's, you are an
I
auntie.
know, but just it made me so.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, she's usually called Titi, so that makes me sound younger. Oh my God,
Yeah,
but yeah, all right, Becky, next one.
I think we're gonna get through all of them.
Yeah, we probably have.
14. How has your individual faith journey influenced the way you show up for each other today? Journey. I know. Again, some people know about my life and some people don't. I just to talk a little bit about why my journey. I feel the way I do about it. My parents passed away, and then myself and my ex-husband were took over the church after that, but we were working very close to my parents at that time for years. And then things happened, and then we were no longer pastoring. And again, like I said before, since I was a little kid, since I can say I remember, my family has always been the church family. Our community has always been the church community. So when everything happened with my ex-husband and we got a divorce and all that stuff happened, I felt very lonely because the only family I had, I didn't have any anymore. Which made me be like, okay, then I just got my sisters, and I've always had my sisters. Yes, I respect and I love our extended family, but I'm saying, at the moment, that's the way I was feeling. And it was hard in that journey. As much as I'm a person that I don't really care too much about, being upset or being mad. I let things go very easily. I don't hold grudges. At that time in my life, my sisters were always saying, girl, one day you're going to explode, because the way I would react about everything was like, of course I cried. Of course I prayed. Of course I was going through different things, but it wasn't never in anger. It wasn't never in hate or for the things I went through. It was never that response. Yes. And my sisters would always say, girl, one day you're going to explode. And then one day I didn't explode super ugly, but it definitely, I started feelings, and my journey, I think, really started in my faith there. Because before that, some way or another, I was able to get through it. I think when I started in the last couple of years, my life has changed emotionally, mentally for me, and also my walk with God, because I had backslidden, and then I've been attending church more often. And trying to get back to where I know I need to be. Not where everybody else thinks I need to be, where God knows, and I know that I need to be. So yes, my journey has been a little hard in my last couple of years, but it's also taught me so many lessons. I've learned about myself. I've learned my family,
It's so exciting. I get to hang out with my sisters. What can I say? I love these episodes that we're going to be showing you guys our perspective on different things. Like we always say, those 4 mics represent 4 voices. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't agree. But I am so grateful that you guys are going to be able to get a glimpse of how we talk about different topics. So make sure that you guys come back next week for the next episode.